Good afternoon. I'm Major Chris Locketts, and it's my pleasure to celebrate the accomplishments of these recruits with you here today. On behalf of Mayor Fisher, Director Myman, and Colonel Yarborough, and the men and women of emergency services, I'd like to welcome all the families and friends here today as we welcome the Academy 13 graduates to the public service family. Please stand with me as the Louisville Metro EMS Honor Guard presents the colors. Please join me now in welcoming the 50th Mayor of Louisville, Mayor Greg Fisher.
Thank you, everybody, and good afternoon. Good job, folks. Before I start my remarks directed to you all, I wanted to thank Major Jen Polk over here and Jessica Wethington, who just left. The Major and Jessica Wethington, who's our communications director for the city of Louisville, were just joined by 12 other of our colleagues, where they went down to eastern Kentucky 8 days ago to relieve the command down there in the Emergency Operations Center to help our brothers and sisters in eastern Kentucky through this just horrific tragedy that they've had. And it was something that we're really proud of, that we could help with Louisville here, in addition to the hundreds of thousands of outpourings of support that have come from Louisvillians. But Major, to you and Jess, I just want to say a particular thank you to you and your entire team. Let's give it up for them. So it's really a great honor to be here with our city's newest class of first responders. You've seen really impressive work by some of your, well, some now of your colleagues, and you all are going to be joining that as well. So I'm honored to join you all here today and serve along our residents alongside Director Myman and Colonel Yarborough and the rest of the emergency services staff that do an outstanding job for our city. We'll be celebrating each of our graduates here individually in a moment, but first I'd like to say something to you all as a group. And first and foremost, thank you. I appreciate very much you all stepping up. And thank you for the dedication to serving the great city of Louisville. You're here today because you all put in a lot of hard work, and you know that. Has it been relatively hard? Yeah, yes, I'm hearing yeses. You're a little cocky, so maybe. Well, it is hard work, and you know, everybody knows that. To train to become an EMT, you got to put in classroom time, you got to put in ride time, you got to study, and then it's really a gut check too on whether or not this is the right thing for you to do. Because this is an extraordinarily important job, but it's not the job that everybody has had. I have seen the team that you're joining in action, and I'm always amazed by the team's versatility and courage and flexibility as well, because of the many situations that you're faced with, that you train for it and you prepare for it, but until you roll into it, you really don't know what's happening sometime. And it's never routine, but sometimes things are really going to challenge you. So the training is so important, and you wouldn't be here if our existing team did not believe in you. So if they believe in you, I believe in you as well. You are ready to get after it. And one of the privileges of the job that I have is to observe our city's emergency services professionals up front and close. And it's really a unique combination of heart and compassion and courage and vigilance and quick thinking, all that come together to make you all successful at what you do. And I'd say sometimes, too, nerves of steel. When you're going into a situation, you're like, okay, I haven't done this before, but we're going to get after it. You're going to rely on your training. You're going to rely on your teammates as well here, and then other public safety officials that we have within Louisville Metro government. And you couldn't have taken those skills and chosen this career if you had not had in your heart the fact that you care about other people and that you want to help people. Because at the end of the day, that really is central to each and everything you do. And it's one thing to care about family and friends and people that you know and love, but it's a whole nother thing to care for strangers, just because they're fellow human beings alongside of us that you're going to probably see and rather difficult challenges sometimes, and we're still in the lingering global pandemic that we've got going on. There's social challenges that are all over America, our city as well. So it really provides an opportunity to hone your skills and your craft in the job that you're having. It can be challenging, you know that, physically challenging, emotionally challenging. But as you no doubt seen, the work can also be thrilling, which is always exciting and gets the adrenaline going. But most of all, the work is deeply satisfying. Because a lot of times in your job, whatever job might be in life, you say, I wonder if I'm really making a difference. There is no question that you guys are making a difference each and every day that you go to work and each and every call. And you'll know that difference. And you'll know the difference you make in the looks of relief on a mother's face when you show up at the door during a personal crisis, and you're going to be there as a hero or a shero. You'll know the difference you've made when you're able to tell a child that their mom or dad's going to be okay. And there will be some moments, too, when you won't be able to bring some good news. But even then, and I've learned that especially here in my job over the years, your compassion is going to make a big difference. The fact that you're there, how you're going to be able to comfort people and make the best out of a really challenging situation for them as well. So don't, look at that as a way, too, that can really fill your heart with good feelings and good work, because if not for that, then things can really spiral for the groups that you're going to be working with. So I'm really confident that you'll do everything you can for our residents, but I also want to remind you to take care of yourselves, too. On the first list of anything, it's got to be your personal health, physical health, mental health. If you don't have that, you can't help the people that you love, your family and your friends, the people that you work with, and then the folks that you're going to be calling on as well. So just be sure, and sometimes in jobs like yours or mine or folks in this room, you get so caught up that you got to keep going, you got to keep going, you got to do this. You forget about yourself. If you're not healthy, you're not going to be good to anybody else. So please make sure to take that time to take care of yourselves. Your work's really essential, and we need you. You all have come from a variety of roles and backgrounds, and for most of you, this is the start of your professional career, which is a really exciting way to come. And for some of you, you come from families where public safety work is a family tradition. Others of you are just starting your journey as be the first generation of responders for your family. So this is an important and very valuable tradition that you're carrying on with Louisville Metro government. Before I close, there's some other people I want to thank. And I want to personally thank the families and friends of these individuals over here that are being honored today. It's difficult to go through the training that they had. And you all helped shape the character that they are and that they have. But when you see this, you see it revealed a lot in our training academies because it's not just show up and it's all easy and breezy. They're intentionally put through challenging, intense situations to see how are they going to respond at the moment of truth. So this is when their character is revealed, and they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for their families and friends. So for that, let's give your families and friends a round of applause. Thank you all very much. And I want to thank our entire Metro Emergency Services team, Jody, Kelly, Jesse, the entire team here, that you all are so dedicated to your craft and what you do, the training. Thank you. It's who you are. It's how you exemplify it with your work each and every day. This is something you can't fake either. When you can really tell we've got a group of really dedicated professionals, not just for the work that you do today, but for the folks that we're bringing along as well. So you all demonstrate that day in and day out, but you've demonstrated it in the tornadoes in western Kentucky and the floods of eastern Kentucky as well. So I say thank you very much to all of you all for just the tremendous work that you do day in and day out. So as Louisvillians, we should have a tremendous peace of mind knowing that we've got men and women of your all's caliber, our new team here as well, that are watching after us here in the great city of Louisville that we have. So on behalf of our citizens, I want to say thank you and congratulate you. Take care.
Thank you, Mayor Fisher. Now I'd like to call Colonel Yarborough, Chief of EMS, who's going to provide us with some remarks as well.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor Fisher, Director Byman, and thank you to the families that supported our graduates through the process. I'm going to turn my attention to you guys now, okay? So during your hiring process, almost without fail, all of you said that the reason you wanted to become an EMT was so that you could help people. I don't think that you fully appreciate exactly what that means yet, because not every call you go on is going to be the emergency that you think of. It is an emergency to someone, though. This is a difficult profession, but this is a sacred profession. You guys are going to be the helping hands that assist an elderly person that fell down and can't get up. Maybe their neighbor or the postal worker heard them yelling for help eventually and called 911. You'll be the savior to a single parent that called 911 at 3 o'clock in the morning because their asthmatic child's nebulizer broke and there's nothing open to get another one and they need a breathing treatment. You'll be ambassadors to the refugees that fled the only home that they've ever known for the sanctuary of the United States, and they desperately need insulin, but they don't yet speak or read enough English to be able to ask for help or find a physician. You'll be trusted to deliver babies. Terrified parents will hand you their only child without a second thought. Victims of assault and abuse will speak openly and candidly with you about what happened to them and expect you to keep them safe. Family members will be confident that you are doing everything you can for their loved ones who are in cardiac arrest. Again, this is a sacred profession. Your patients are putting the only thing that they have that they can't get back in your hands, their health, their lives. Think about the last time that you or someone you're close with was seriously sick or injured and the sense of relief you felt when help arrived. Think about the last time you encountered a situation where you didn't know what to do and you felt panic. If you've ever had to call for an ambulance before, remember that moment that you could first hear those sirens approach or the knock on the door. And after today, providing that relief, making that knock on the door is now going to be your job. So a couple years ago, I had to call for an ambulance for a family member. It was 2020. It was during the protests. I'd gotten off work, it was about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Went home, straight to bed, exhausted. It was a long day. At about 10:30 in the morning, my phone rang. I'd forgotten to turn it on, Do Not Disturb. So at about 10:30, my phone rang, and it woke me up. And I was asked to go check on my father-in-law, who had been just discharged from the hospital the day before. And he didn't live far from me. It was only a couple-minute drive. So I drove over there. It only took me a couple minutes to get there. And when I got there, he was in cardiac arrest. And so I ran to my car, and I got all the equipment that we carry and a radio and radioed for help. I started single rescue or CPR. You guys are familiar with that now. And it seemed like only a couple minutes passed before I heard sirens, and then more sirens, and then more sirens. And in only a few minutes, there were, I'm trying to remember, it was like 2 ambulances, 1 or 2 fire trucks, every on-duty EMS supervisor, Director Myman, everyone. And the arrival of all those people was an indescribable relief because even as an experienced provider, I was panicked and I was overwhelmed and I needed help. And I tell you that for a couple reasons, okay? One, because no matter how experienced or inexperienced you are, you will come across a situation where you might feel overwhelmed or panicked. The training that you guys have given you not the answer to absolutely every situation that you're going to encounter, but a great foundation of how to make that decision. So go back to your training. I'll tell you that for another reason, because that's something else about joining this profession. You're joining a team, a tribe, a family. When one of us needs help, the response is overwhelming and immediate. Unfortunately, that story doesn't have a happy ending, but that's another reality of this profession. Not every story does. And it's okay for it to impact you. When it does, talk to your friends, talk to your supervisors, and talk to your coworkers. I'll never forget the responders that showed up that day. And when you show up to help someone in their time of crisis, they will never forget you. You hear people say that, but one more quick story. So when I was on an ambulance, my partner and I stopped to get something to eat one night. And we're waiting in line, and this lady approached us. She didn't seem familiar to me, and she asked if we remembered her. She said that a couple years prior, we had taken her child to the hospital for an asthma attack. For us, the event wasn't memorable. It was just another 911 call, simple asthma attack, give a kid a nebulizer, take him to the hospital, end of story, right? But for her, she remembered every face of everyone that came to help her child in their time of need. And today, you get to become the faces that get remembered years later by patients and their families because you answered their call for help. Again, this is a sacred profession, and today I'm honored to welcome you into it. Thank you.
This special presentation is an award that's been given to the person with the highest cumulative grade during the Academy. They displayed knowledge and teamwork, which are essential characteristics in the EMS field. And I'm proud to present the Academy 13 Valedictorian Award to J.C. Carnesali. All right. And with his award, J.C. was actually also selected by his class to speak on their behalf. So I'd like to welcome J.C. to the podium.
Hello. So first of all, I'd like to thank Mayor Fisher, Director Myman, and the rest of the command staff of Louisville Metro EMS. Today is a day of perseverance, resolve, and we've all had to struggle or a doubt that we all had to overcome at one point today. We did that, and we are here because we have that resolve. And I'm sorry, I'm nervous. So here, we'll just do it this way. We'll go differently. When I first started here, my classmates thought I was a very arrogant person. I had been through this academy twice. It wasn't arrogance, it was embarrassment, because I had to do something that I had already done before. But they helped me understand that it's okay to fall and it's okay to fail as long as you don't give up. With their help and with my Lieutenant Lyle, my main teacher, Major Swerka, Lieutenant Dozier, who says I can't make eye contact, but I'm making eye contact now, I did it as becoming valedictorian. But with all that said, without you guys' patience with my shenanigans and my jokes and just downright tomfoolery sometimes, you treated us with fairness, and I'm very happy to be back. I didn't get to do this the first time because I was nowhere near valedictorian or even, and it was COVID, so we weren't going to speak. But I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to share this with my new classmates. And I believe in every single one of you. We have one more hill to climb, one more goal to reach, one more test to take, and then we can finally call ourselves EMTs for real. We are always going to be Class 13, and no matter where we are in the service, if you need help, if you need a question to ask, or a shoulder to lean on, I will be there as much as I can. And if I can't be there, I'm sorry. But thank you again for everybody here. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you for believing in us, and thank you for giving us a chance.
All right. So today we celebrate these 7 graduates and their efforts. They've spent over 600 hours in the classroom learning anatomy and physiology, patient assessment, as well as how to manage the most serious of calls, including cardiac arrest. They've spent over 70 hours applying these skills in the field and learning how to treat patients and their families with care and compassion during their worst hours. It is now my pleasure to present the graduates of Academy 13. If the presenters will join me, Mayor Fisher, Colonel Director. So I'm going to read their names and have a little bio to read as they come up, and then they'll get their certificates. Karis Bailey. Karis was born and raised in the city of Louisville and has a deep love for her hometown, leaving her with a desire to get involved and help make a difference for the people of her city. Karis joined this academy to become an EMT. She leaves the academy now to serve her city with a plan to become a tactical medic. Jason Basham. Jason joined Metro with the goal to help within his community. He graduates today with the hopes of becoming an advanced EMT and growing his career in the coming years. J.C. Carnesali. J.C. has been a great example and leader in the class in every sense of the word. He has been selfless and has genuinely made it a focus to assist his classmates and watch them succeed. Austin Duncan. Austin, also known as Hot Wheels, due to his running over of Major Spurka with his desk chair, Austin made it a point to try his best to assist his classmates throughout the entirety of his class. He is planning on continuing his education and eventually plans on becoming an FTO and a paramedic farther down the line. Candace Fuqua. Candace grew up in a small town, Fairdale. She joined Louisville Metro to become a great first responder and help the community. She plans on becoming an advanced EMT and an FTO to teach the new and incoming EMTs. Jacob Gordon. Jacob enjoyed participating in the class and plans to use his knowledge to become a better EMT. Jacob plans to get his advanced EMT with Louisville Metro EMS and wants to make a difference in his community. He also aspires to go to the Louisville Fire Department in the future. Betty Jean Monet. Betty says that she is ambitious and driven. She thrives on challenges and constantly sets goals for herself. She says, "I'm not comfortable with settling. I'm always looking for an opportunity to do better and achieve greatness." And now Mayor Fisher is going to administer the oath.
Okay, everybody, please raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and statutes of this Commonwealth and acts of the General Assembly of Kentucky relating to cities of the first class and cities of all classes and ordinances of Louisville Metro, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so long as I continue a citizen thereof, and that I will well and faithfully execute to the best of my ability and discharge the duties of the office of Emergency Medical Technician according to law and ordinances, and I do further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, I, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within the state nor out of it, nor have I acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, and I do further solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law, and that I am not subject to any disabilities which render me ineligible to hold the office to which I have been appointed. Please repeat after me. So help me God. You're official. Congratulations.
Well, finally, academies don't happen by accident or without teamwork from a lot of different folks. And so I just wanted to take a quick second to recognize all of the instructors, skill assistants, field training officers, and administrative staff that have helped to get this class underway and successfully completed. Thank you for attending today's celebration. This concludes our program. Please join us for cake and fellowship in the gallery, and congratulations to all the recruits and their families. Thank you. So today we graduated 7 of our Academy recruits who successfully completed the EMT program and are moving forward in their EMT certification process. They're going to fill roles that are open today on the street, responding to 911 calls out in our community. We're really trying to recruit heavily and get the word out that we have this opportunity where people with no experience can apply, and we'll give them all the education and training that they need to be successful, have a long, successful EMS career.